Hi, friends. Welcome to your podcast for clear listening to grow your English skills. I'm excited to share deep topics that make learning English meaningful and fun. Today, we're exploring a big question. What if today was your last day? This episode is perfect for B1 and B2 learners who want to practice English and think about how to live a fuller life. I think this topic is powerful because it helps us focus on what really matters. So, listen carefully, and let's dive into this meaningful journey. We often avoid thinking about death, as if ignoring it makes it less real. But here's the truth. Knowing our time is limited can actually make life more meaningful. When we accept that life doesn't last forever, we start to live with more purpose, make better choices, and appreciate every moment. Let's look at 5 ways that thinking about death can change how you live your life. The first way is that it shows you what really matters. Imagine you only had 6 months to live. Would you keep doing the same job? Would you spend time with the same people? Would you keep putting off that dream you've always had? Most of us live like we have endless time. We worry about what others think, chase things that don't make us happy, or waste hours on small, unimportant tasks. For example, you might spend a whole day scrolling on your phone instead of calling a friend or working on a goal. But when you think about life as limited, everything changes. Suddenly, other people's opinions don't matter as much. The fear of failing fades away. You start asking, what's truly important to me? I think this question is like a flashlight. It lights up what you should focus on. A famous businessman, Steve Jobs, faced this reality when doctors told him he had a serious illness and only 6 months to live. He later shared a powerful idea with students. Every morning he asked himself, if today was my last day, would I want to do what I'm doing today? If the answer was no for too many days, he knew he had to change something. This question helped him focus on what he loved, like creating new technology and following his heart. I think this habit is so inspiring because it helps you cut out things that don't matter and live with no regrets. The second way is that it makes decisions easier. If you knew your time was short, you wouldn't overthink your choices. You wouldn't stay in a job you hate for years. You wouldn't keep saying, I'll call that friend later, or I'll start that project someday. You'd act now. For example, imagine you've always wanted to learn to play the guitar, but you keep saying you're too busy. If you knew today was your last day, you'd probably pick up that guitar and try it. Thinking about death helps you prioritize and act faster. It's like clearing the fog. You see what you need to do and just do it. I think this makes life simpler because you stop wasting time on doubts or fears of making mistakes. The third way is that it pushes you to live a true life. A nurse named Bronnie Ware worked with people who were near the end of their lives. She found they had common regrets, like not living true to themselves, working too much, not sharing their feelings, losing touch with friends, or not letting themselves be happy. These regrets show what happens when we ignore what matters. I think it's sad, but also a strong reminder to live differently. When you think about death, you stop doing things just because others expect them. You say no to things that don't feel right and yes to what you love. For example, if you love painting but work long hours at a job you don't like, you might decide to spend more time painting. This helps you live a life that feels real and true to you. The fourth way is that it helps you feel deep gratitude for life. We often take our days for granted, focusing on what's wrong instead of what's right. If you get stuck in traffic, you might feel annoyed and forget to enjoy the music in your car or the sunny day outside. But when you remember life is short, every moment feels like a gift. Simple things, like a warm meal, a laugh with a friend, or a quiet walk, become special. I think this is like seeing life in color, instead of black and white. One way to practice this is to keep a gratitude journal. Every day, write down one thing that made you happy, like a kind word from a coworker or a fun memory. Research shows this makes you feel better and more thankful for what you have. For example, I tried writing down 3 things I'm grateful for, like a good cup of tea, and it really changed how I saw my day. The fifth way is that it makes you stronger. Thinking about death can feel scary because we don't know what comes next, but it can also make you curious and brave. In some cultures, like in Mexico's Day of the Dead, people celebrate life and death together. They talk about it openly, which helps them feel less afraid. Research shows that people who think about death this way handle tough times better, like during the pandemic. They feel less anxious because they accept life's uncertainties. I think this is like learning to swim in deep water. You get stronger by facing the unknown. When you accept that life is short, you stop getting stuck in small problems and start asking, "Am I living the way I want?" If the answer is no, you can change it. To start living this way, try small steps. First, ask yourself each morning, if today was my last day, what would I do? It could be calling a family member or starting a hobby. Second, make one decision this week that you've been putting off, like signing up for a class. Third, spend time with people who make you feel good, not those who drain you. Fourth, write down one thing you're grateful for each day, like a sunny morning or a kind smile. Finally, when life feels uncertain, take a deep breath and think, "This is part of living, and I can handle it." I think these steps can help you live with more purpose and joy. To finish, thinking about death isn't sad. It's a reminder to live fully. It helps you focus on what matters, make decisions faster, live true to yourself, feel grateful, and grow stronger. Start today and make every moment count. Thank you for listening to Learn English in Real Life today. I hope this slow and clear episode helped you practice your English and think about living a meaningful life. Share it with a friend. Keep learning, and see you next time.